This is such a stereotype. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was sick this winter, I really looked a lot like that guy. And I mean, we're in a conference dealing about women in science and equality, and we're all the same. I mean, we're all the same, right? Right? Let's look into this. So both of us, men and women, have an immune system. The role of the immune system is, on the one hand, to recognize and target foreign antigens, but on the other hand, to tolerate our body's own components. But actually, females have a much stronger and more robust immune response. They have a much better potential against vaccination and pathogens. So overall, it seems that they deal much better towards immune dangers. However, when we're looking at autoimmunity, in which the body attacks itself, actually, most of autoimmune patients are female. And this really depends on the disease that we're talking about. In some cases, it's more of a 1-to-1 ratio. But in other cases, such as lupus, up to 90% of patients are women. And the question is why? Why is this happening? What's different between us? So you can say, first of all, the sex chromosomes, the X and the Y. Second, the sex hormones, estrogen and testosterone. Now, testosterone is thought to be primarily a male hormone, while estrogen is thought to be a female hormone. However, you can look at it from a different point of view. Actually, in females, although estrogen is the female hormone, females actually have much more testosterone in their system. And there have been studies trying to link sex hormones and immune function. And it has been found that estrogen is an immunoinflammatory hormone, meaning that it activates the immune system. However, testosterone is an immune suppressant. It shuts it down, calms it down. And there has even been a study in recent years saying that when looking at vaccination, men with high testosterone levels actually don't have an effective response towards vaccination. And I was really intrigued by this. And exactly how is testosterone affecting the immune system? So first of all, in order for it to affect the immune system, I asked which immune cells are directly influenced by testosterone. For this, they would need the sensor. The sensor in this case is androgen receptor that is in the cytosol and is able to detect and sense testosterone. And we looked in various lymphoid organs searching for immune cells that express androgen receptor. We looked in the thymus, bone marrow, and lymph nodes. And we also created a reporter mouse for androgen receptor. So whenever a cell expresses androgen receptor, it would also fluoresce, and then we would be able to see it. Specifically, I zoomed into the lymph node, and the role of the lymph node is actually to be sort of a meeting hub for immune interactions. And we can look at it sort of like a fortified city. We have different neighborhoods with different types of civilians. These would be the civilians, in this case, the white blood cells. And we also have the walls, the streets, all the different railways inside that make up the lymph node in this case. And what I was surprised to find is that these white blood cells, these immune cells, do not seem to express the androgen receptor. But wait, we say that they are affected by testosterone, so how can this be? Perhaps there is some sort of mediator for this. And when we look in a microscopy image of lymph nodes, you can see wherever there is a blue dot, it's mostly white blood cells. And whenever there is green, it means that these cells are expressing androgen receptor. And you do not see green all over the place, but actually in very specific types of cells. And what are they? What are these rare cells? These are the doors that allow lymphocyte entry, white blood cell entry, from the bloodstream and into the lymph node. They capture the white blood cells from the bloodstream, slow them down, and allow transmigration and entry into the lymph node. And what I found was first that androgen receptor is expressed in these high endothelial cells, these doors. Second, when we compared the sexes between the hex in female and males, it was found that actually females have much more androgen receptor expressing hex, much more of these doors that are sensing testosterone. Moreover, they were transcriptionally different between the sexes. And when we took female mice and treated them with testosterone, they actually became much more similar to male hex. Okay, so I said that between the sexes there are differences in the entryways and the rolling effects. And specifically, it seems that females have much wider entrances of white blood cells potentially entering the lymph node than males do. And the next question is, okay, maybe this can affect something downstream. What can this cause? Perhaps the kinetics of entry is different between the sexes. We also looked into this, and it seems that some subtype of white blood cells, B cells, seem to transmigrate quicker in females than they do in males. They enter at a quicker pace. And if we were to connect this all together, as I said, the point of a lymph node is a meeting place for potential to meet your friend or foe in the case of the immune system. And white blood cells travel throughout the system and get off at different bus stops, or in this case, different lymph nodes. And they potentially meet someone that they know. And if I were to get off in a bus stop that has many different entrances, the chance of me potentially meeting someone that I know would be much greater in the Tel Aviv train station than it would be in Kiryat Gat. And linking this all together, perhaps females have a greater potential for a cell to meet something that they know and get activated by it. And perhaps tying it all together, this can explain, in part, why females are more prone to activation, why they're more at the ready to become activated and defend against pathogens or our bodies in case of autoimmune diseases. And this leads actually to a greater picture of one size does not fit all. We are not all exactly the same. So if we're talking about treatments and about the way of action that we should look at diseases, perhaps we should stratify it according to the individual and actually precisely medicate according to his or her characteristics. And in that way, potentially lead to better medication, better treatments that would be better suited for our patients. Thank you.